cannabis market actually has a lot of similarities with other industries that are already existing in the market. For example, dispensaries could be very similar in a lot of ways to pharmacies. Grow houses, you can often look at greenhouses or things like that. The edibles market is very related to bakeries, where the cannabis consideration needs to come in for the cannabis market is in establishing the differences that are between those parallel industries. But just to benchmark, your rates or even your underwriting guidelines, a lot of times you could look at those types of markets. The other big one I would say for products liability especially would be the naturals market. There's been a lot of work that's been done already in that market that was established several decades ago. And so you could kind of look to those industries to give you guidelines, benchmarks, like I said, and then adjust the information that you have based off of what's specific to that state or what's specific to that location, what's specific to the owner's background.
The significance of California is it is one of the largest economic markets in the world. I mean, hands down, I think we're number 4 or 5 in the total economic of the world. California itself has been predominantly known as the marijuana industry is right here from California. You see approximately, from my understanding from statistics, around 80% of all marijuana in the U.S. comes from California in some fashion. So California is a huge market. And to, quote Alan St. Pierre of NORML, he says for us to get to the world stage, you have to go through California. And California really is the market.
So California coming into the cannabis market on a recreational level is going to be a bit of a game changer for the industry in the long term. It is going to provide billions of extra dollars of revenue, tax revenue, and insurance premium to carriers. So I think that you're going to get a lot more carrier interest because of the sheer volume of people that will be buying insurance.
California is going to be a really significant marketplace for us. In the space, it's going to be huge. There's going to be tens of thousands of licensees that are going to be coming online. With the current space, here we are in 2017, it's about $2 billion. You're going to be looking at about $7 billion of retail sales potentially by 2020. So it's going to be a massive market. It's the largest market. I think California is the 7th largest economy in the world, and it's going to be the #1 cannabis economy for sure.
Well, in the next few years, I expect to see maybe a groundswell, if you will, or more states coming on board, especially in the Southeast. In the Southeast, you tend to have a little bit more conservative leadership, and the medical part is just starting. Georgia just approved it. I expect Alabama to do it soon, and Mississippi. Then after that, I expect to see more of the recreational come to fruition. But they're going to take in little baby steps. And I expect to see more and more people getting involved in it from the standpoint of maybe more insurance brokers getting involved, people looking at the financial aspect because you have a cash flow issue. I see more cottage industries growing up, if you will. There's always the unintended consequences when there's something new that comes above. And that also brings in more business opportunities. With more challenges, more business opportunities. So that's what I'm looking for.
I'm a consultant for RT Specialty, and my responsibility is to continue to bring business in from all of the associations and to add other organizations. For example, I was asked by the national cannabis industry to come in and see if I could relate to them what they might occur as they go forward. And strangely, the reality is that what they're going through now was exactly what I was in 1996. It was a terrible mess. And we had to straighten that all out, and we had to bring people in to understand that things must be done exactly right, and a long story short, it was very, very successful.